Again, welcome to Dean's Chapel, and we thank you all for coming out and supporting our men's and women's program. Let me stop lying. Mike. You got your mic. Look at his face, look at his face. Brother Mike, I know you didn't think you were really going to choose your own appreciation service, right? That's what y'all said. No, Mike, no, Mike. So tonight, with all your friends and family here, tonight is your appreciation service.
It was the fact that he just hung around me. I got Mike in all kinds of trouble all the time. I bull you not. It was every day of the week after school. I got him into something somehow, some kind of way. And a little fun fact before we jump into this, Mike the mentor. A little fun fact about Michael is that when we were kids, you will not believe it, but Mikey was the fastest kid on the block, like literally. And we didn't know how is that possible? Like I'm older, I'm taller, my legs are longer. How is it he's beating me all the time? Well, a fun fact about Mike is that all of his young life, Mikey didn't walk like regular people do. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. Mikey walked like this. All day, all the time, going to bed, going to the bathroom, whatever you needed Mikey to do, he would just do it on his tiptoes no matter what. All the time, Mikey just on his tiptoes. And I found out his calves got so strong he could do anything he wanted to do. That boy was touching the net. And in 6th grade, it was amazing. But Mike the mentor,
and I brought some friends along with me because Mike has done so much for Dean's Chapel as a whole, but our youth mentoring some of us, so we all gonna have something to say.
All right, man, Mike, just don't know what to say. You as a mentor has been I've been blessed. Like, you teach me so many things on the keys. I'd be like, oh, Mike can do that, but I can't do it. So I just want to thank you for being a brother to me. You might be my mentor, but to me, you're my big brother. Amen. Like, I don't care where we at, I don't care what I'm doing. Anytime I call Mike, man, what the hell is wrong? He'll pick up the phone, 3 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning. What happened at the other night? Was it 2 o'clock? 2 o'clock in the morning, just talking about music, just talking just to talk. Like, anytime y'all feeling down, anytime when y'all having a bad day or a situation go down, I just go to Mike. Because he always has the right words to say to help me, to get me back up. And then he'll just say, just get on the keys and play. And then it just go away. And so, man, I just love you, bro.
Mike has always encouraged me to do a little bit more. When I'm up there singing, I'm scared by myself. I mean, sometimes when I don't know what to do and what to say, he'll be right there to help me. And I love that, and I thank him for doing that for me.
Mike the mentor. I'm going to speak on behalf of the youth. Personally, myself, like Izzy said, he's a big brother to me. Love you, Mike. Still can't beat me in 2K though. Anyways, Mike as youth, I feel like he teaches us so much. You know, Mike is good enough to go on tour and play somewhere else, but he's sitting right here in the church, if y'all didn't know that. And what he's teaching, what he's teaching us youth is that he gives his talents back to God, even though God blessed him. So he's telling us to embrace our talents that God gave us, but always remember that God gave us those talents and embrace those talents. So I just thank you, Mike, for teaching us everything, giving us our notes, and doing everything that you can do, Mike. Thank you, bro. We love you, bro.
And thank you for the rides, man. Look, man. Some of the America, boy, that's a long trip.
Joy says it's been 6 years that you maybe missed a Sunday or so or whatever, but I appreciate everything you do. You know, during our practices, he never complains about, you know, the different attitudes we have up there. He never like blows up at us and say I'm through. He's never done that. He just bites his tongue, you know what I'm saying, and keep on playing. And as far as, you know, those kids, he's mentioned those kids, that is something that he truly does. And I envy him because he has a good relationship with those kids. Those kids actually do look up to him as a big brother. And continue doing what you're doing, serving the Lord. It's going to pay off after a while. And like I said, y'all mad because y'all ain't on program, but here's your chance. All right? So with this offering, you can make your voice heard. All right? Remember, this is blessing. This is going to be a blessing to Mike. The same person that plays at people's funeral for nothing. He's all his practices in different churches for nothing. This is a chance for us to bless him. I gave you my offertory appeal. Now I will turn to Deacon Nero for the prayer.
Shall we bow? Most gracious Heavenly Father, once again we come with bow here. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for this day. We thank you, Heavenly Father, for this opportunity to give to our friend, our brother, Heavenly Father, our uncle. Lord, we just want to say thank you for blessing him to bless others, Heavenly Father. Lord, as we give unto him, Heavenly Father, we ask, Heavenly Father, that we use for the uplift of thy kingdom, Heavenly Father, and just be a blessing unto him. We say thank you for this day. We thank you for all those that are here. Continue to watch over our effort this evening, and we'll be sure to give thy name to praise. In Jesus' name, amen.
I believe this occasion is a much-deserved occasion for a brother that deserves it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm standing here representing brothers in ministry. Both of us work in the same facet as being a musician. For those that is in the music ministry, you realize the burden in being a musician. Not just being a singer, but a pianist or musician, you have to carry the service. A whole lot goes with that. No offense to anyone, but we put in, no offense, we put in more work. I'm sorry, we put in more work, possibly than anybody else in the church. And I'm going to say this, as a musician, we can't just get up on Sunday and play. We practice song after song. We practice with the praise team. We practice with the choirs. We practice extra music just in case anybody decides to sing. We listen to song after song after song. If there's a women's conference, a men's conference, a revival going on, we find ourselves listening to all kinds of music to make sure we have what it takes to help carry a service. A lot of times when everybody else has stopped singing, when everybody else has stopped playing, we're yet on our instruments ministering to the people. And that is a hard task. For those of you that play, you know how it is to have to be that minister in music. And I've seen him grow over the years. Mike has been playing for many years. I believe Gene helped get us start playing, but
Mike has superseded what he's been taught.
Yes, sir.
It's to the point we've talked several times and he says, Joe, I need some lessons. I'm like, there's nothing that I can teach you. No, that's not a funny statement. That is true. There's nothing that I can teach him. And I will say this, his work ethic, y'all don't know this, but Mike will sit at church.
Yes, he will.
Church will dismiss at 9 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
At 12 o'clock at night, Mike is still on the piano
Yes, sir.
practicing.
Yes, sir.
Not just the piano, on the bass, on the drums. He has truly embraced in ministry. And what you really don't ever get the opportunity to see, because a lot of people always say, well, musicians are musicians, they're always going to be musicians. But you don't know the ministering side of Mike.
Yes, sir.
I was going through some things in my life. I've had a traumatic 2 or 3 years, and the person that has ministered to me the most, not with me asking, not with him asking me what's going on, but just sending a text to me and ministering and sowing into my life and keeping my head held high, was this brother right here. That's the part that a lot of people don't get to see. I'll end with this. There's many times we sit here and we play around, we'll get done practicing, it'll be all of us and Isaiah will be sitting playing around. And then our joking turns into worship.
Yes, sir.
And then our worship ends up with Mike standing up here. And Mike begins to open the Bible. And Mike speaks life. Y'all don't realize this, and I don't know if he's accepted this call, but this brother's gonna preach. I'm so serious. This brother's gonna preach. He has so much in him. But that's a part that a lot of people don't get to see because they're so busy seeing us on this instrument. It's much more than just playing this instrument. Mike plays for a little bit of everybody. I wish everybody we try to invite what's coming. Mike plays for so many bands. He plays for so many groups, so many quartet groups. Mike plays for a little bit of everyone. And all the time, watch this. Mike, no offense, Mike doesn't get paid. But Mike, he doesn't do it for the money. He does it for the ministry. And that's the part I love about him because that's what I love to do. And he's been my brother. He will always be my brother. Like I said, this has been a long time waiting. I'm sorry I took so much time. I really want to take more, but I want to be respectful. I've been knowing this brother for years. And like I said, he helped me in a detrimental point in my life. And I thank you for it. I'm looking forward to the man that God's going to call you to be. I saw the video on Facebook at APG, and I believe every word that that brother prophesied to you. And I'm looking forward to it. I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to what God's going to do in your life, bro.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Very, very true.
The next time we were together, I teased him in front of Joe Campbell. Joe's giving me piano lessons the correct way, but Mikey's showing me some shortcuts. And I love my brother for the shortcuts on the day, and then working out just fine. Somebody say amen. We were at Antioch Church a few weeks ago. He texted me and a bunch of us, and he said, let's go just have some worship at the church. And me, him, and Isaiah showed up, and I saw a different anointing on his life. That he really loves God. You know, some people play for $1. Somebody say amen. Some people preach for $1 too, but this brother really does what he does because he loves God. So I made a commitment that I wouldn't give my friends flowers at their funerals. Talk to me, somebody. I don't give flowers at funerals. When somebody died, don't look for a floral from Reverend Coleman. I try to give them to you while you're living. And so my brother, let's see. There you go, and then we have have a spot we go where we stress, get rid of some of our stress. And so just take care of that next time we go. Amen. Hug 3 people and tell them, show some love, show some love, show some love. Y'all sitting next to the wrong one, but I'd rather have one to live right now than a boatload of roses when I'm dead and gone. Somebody give me my flowers. Oh, so that I can smell them. Oh, so that I can smell the comfort that they breathe. Oh, yeah.
Bless the Lord. Hallelujah. We're glad to be here today.
Amen.
Glad to be celebrating
Amen.
Michael. Miss Pam, I thought about the other day when you all first had him. I would be at home and saying, I got a nephew. And I say, his name is SirMichael Ragsdale. His name. And then after you all would leave or go away, I would be walking through the house singing, SirMichael. Just made me up a song about it. Yeah, you never knew that, but there you know. I thought about it the other day, and I don't know why I thought about it, but I did. I know that you do all things as unto the Lord. And continue in that way. Because that's the way that you're going to have the true blessing of God.
Amen.
I charge you to supersede us all.
Yeah.
There is a great anointing. Great anointing. And the only way, as you already know, that anointing, do I need to stand somewhere else? No? Okay. In the middle, okay. And the only way that anointing and your gift, the only way your gift is going to be effective is with the anointing. We could play all over the world, but because of the call that's on your life, the only way that it's going to be effective is with the anointing. So that all the other people do what they do. Let them do what they do. You stay in your lane. Which I know you will. I know you will. What I like about him most is he's a humble guy. There's not a puffed up bone in his body. And I don't really understand that, seeing how I know who his father is. But I get to say that. You can't say that. Just know that you got somewhere to go. You got things to do, and you got heights to reach. And there's a place in God that you have not yet reached, but know it's coming. Know it's coming. And keep striving in it. And I'll always be here as long as I'm on the earth to back you up whether you know it or not. Because even when you don't see me, I was always thinking about you, or I'm always thinking about you. Always praying for me, Because I don't have to run around and say, oh, he's mine, because that's not me. But just know I love you.
Oh, yeah.
Know I love you. Bless the Lord. We're going to sing whatever Michael tells us to sing at this moment.
About Mike. When I was 7 months pregnant, I went into labor with Mikey. Went to the hospital here in Muskogee. They couldn't stop the labor. So they life-flighted me to talk. He was determined to get here as soon as he can. When Mikey was 2 years old, he started playing the drums. One Sunday we were at church and we were back in the fellowship hall. We were having dinner and we heard somebody beating on the drums. Went in there and it was him. So my child, he could barely touch the pedal. So my child has been anointed ever since he's been in the world.
That's right.
He's amazing.
Yes, he is.
And the most amazing thing tonight about him was his favorite song. I used to sing that song.
Sing it.
In Proverbs 22:6, it says, train up a child in the way he should go. And when he gets old, he will not depart. Mikey has been a different child all his life. He was very quiet. Most of the time when he was at home, you didn't even know he was there because he was so quiet. But I thank God for the path that he has put him on.
Amen. Amen.
And I know this is just the beginning.
Amen.
God has so much more for him to do. So, Mikey, I love you. And I appreciate all that you have done throughout the years. God is truly blessing you.
Amen.
I'll be brief.
What I follow?
One of his aunts. Everything that my sister said in reference to Mikey is so true. He's been a quiet kid growing up, and she tried. If he was in the house, you didn't know him. Most of my nieces and nephews will say I'm the harder one of the aunts. But Mikey, he was just not a child that you had to scold. You know, he did what he was supposed to do. Yeah, till he got around Karen. But he did what he was supposed to do, and he's just been a joy to have in our family. And I'm so thankful for the obedience for whoever put this program together to honor him and to give him his flowers while he is living and thriving, and all the kind words that have been said to him. We appreciate them and we love you.
Come on, little thing. Little Big Dave. Oh, Mikey, real quick, I gotta tell you this big old gift in my hand. This is from your mother. Here you go.
No.
Oh, who's from?
It's from Bernie.
It's from Bernie. Oh, let me open it though. You don't even know what it is.
My father plays the drums, and I tell him, my father plays the drums, my brother plays everything, and I can't play dead. It was, God gives us all gifts, and music wasn't mine. It's okay. And they say Mikey was a quiet kid until Pam probably doesn't remember the times when she would have to come into the room when Mikey would lose an NBA Live and throw the controller. So he was quiet when I guess we weren't around it, man. But your gift, man, the gift that you have, man, just continue to use it, man. Just continue to bless people, and like she said, it's not about the money. It's about the relationships you build. Like, we love you, man. Amen.
Hey y'all. So hearing what all the young people were saying about my brother today kind of made me mad at myself because I was always a little brat sister. They just wouldn't listen to him. So I kind of feel like I missed out on a lot of great opportunities, because I was just being a hardhead. But he's always been like a role model, like always smart. He could pick up anything, and I'm just sitting there like, man, why didn't they do that with me? And my mom would constantly say, he kind of just picked that up. I didn't force him to do that. So I've always thought he was really cool, and I always said when I had my first son, I would name him SirMichael because I thought it was so different. But I really do love my brother, and we've became really close over the years. So it's an honor to be standing right here and talking really great about you. I love you, bro.
Have scripture to tie into your things and what you're doing. I mean, it's always good to have reaffirmation through the word. Hebrews 6:10 says that God is not unjust. This is New International Version. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown him as you have helped his people and continue to help them. And of course, we know that's what Mike has done. But then I took a personal scripture. I didn't get to do it while I was up here. I mean, y'all know, if you ever preached before, you never finish your notes. 1 Thessalonians 5:12 says, now we ask you, brothers and sisters, to acknowledge those who work hard among you. We are always guilty of praising what don't belong to us. We go outside of town to enjoy what's in town. We go outside of our household to enjoy what's already home. And we have to learn how to appreciate our own, because if we won't, somebody else will. Amen.
want to let this moment pass by without offering Christ to someone who may not know him. Amen. We don't want to let this moment pass. There's a lot of things that we can say about our brother Mike. Amen. But for each and every one of us, we all have an expiration date. And even though we may not get these moments where you're here and we're here saying wonderful things about you, but there will come a day and a time where all of us will have to be at an altar somewhere, looking up at the ceiling in a casket, and all of us have to leave this place. And once you leave this place, the question becomes, where will your soul go? And if you don't know what's going to happen next, now is the time to come. We want to offer Christ to you.
Keep doing what you're doing. I love you.
SirMichael. I'm lost for words, but usually when I'm lost for words, he always has a word for me. He's always there. I'll just let you know I appreciate you. I knew of you, like your mama said, when we go down to St. Mark, the church was over with, he was on the drums. Yeah. Also, for the parents, like your mother said, train up the child in the way it should go. They have done a fine job. Yes, sir. And yes, this is supposed to be a brotherhood program. But me and Michael decided to do a musical. With all that being said, have a little token of appreciation. And this is from WMU.
Right. Amen. Amen. Amen.
One more thing.
We love you, and this is from the youth department. The baby said what they wanted to say, and we all got together, and we think you can play absolutely anything. So with that said, go ahead and pull it up. This is a little something that we just want to see you play pretty soon. That or a harmonica. I said Mike can play anything. So I want you to master the ukulele. We love it, and just keep doing great
Come on with the gift.
I forgot to say this. I'd like to thank all of you who came out tonight to make this a success for Brother Mike. Also, I'd like to thank Daniel, because I have no clue.
I don't want to take up too much time, but when I met Mike, I believe he was just starting to take piano lessons. And Mike always talk about Joe being a perfectionist. He is too. And there was times when he was in his lessons, I hope you don't mind me saying that, when he was in his lessons, he couldn't, if there was something he couldn't get it, and he couldn't play it exactly like his teacher that was playing it, he would get so first he do this, you know how he something inspirational. Amen. And sometimes he would tell me, I don't know what to say, you know, I don't have the words, but but he would still give me something inspirational. And I want to tell him in front of everybody, you know, Mike is non-confrontational. Every time you see him, he got the same attitude. And you know, a lot of times he don't play for money, but he deserves it. Amen. You know, if some of you churches invite him or some of you groups, you know, if you can, I'm just being real. I'm just being real. And I want to say, man, you know, I'm not going to be here long. Mike, I appreciate you, man. I love you like a brother, man. And thank you for everything you've done for me.
So I guess I gotta say, so who didn't know about this? So, okay. So everybody knew? Okay, Brother Ellis didn't know. I'll just start from the beginning. Everybody tries to say that Eugene taught me. Eugene wasn't my first teacher. Miss Marsha Newton was my first teacher. I play for Miss Marsha literally anytime she calls me because she developed the gift for me. Yes, so I'll play for Miss Marsha anytime. She doesn't have to pay me. I'm giving back to her what she gave to me. Amen. So I thank you, Miss Newton. When my dad started pastoring at Mount Zion, Miss Curlin was there. That's right. And I wasn't playing the piano then, but Miss Curlin taught me a lot of things. She taught me, if you notice this musician nowadays, they'll go into churches, they'll just hop on the instruments. She said, you don't do that. You don't go into somebody's house and just take over. She taught me the etiquette of being a musician. So I thank you for that, Miss Curlin.
You're holding that money good, cuz.
You can hold it for me because I know what you got in your account. So you can hold it. But this kind of all makes sense now because I came down to the church today for a funeral. Everybody was just asking me questions about what I like and what I want to do, and I'm like, Lori would not let me leave. Like, just kept asking me questions, like, and then it felt weird because then Camille started asking me questions, and Camille is quiet. She don't ever really talk. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for being here. It's a song that Braylon played, and this song is so dear to my heart. And the reason why this song is dear to my heart, when my grandmother passed, they sung Stand at her funeral. I'll never forget that song. I don't even know where Braylon got that song from today. But that song just really touched me. People experience a lot of different things. I'm 32 years old. I've outlived some classmates that we know of. That's right. That's right. Different people that we know. And it's not because of anything that I do great or anything that I do good. If you ask me, I'm not even a great musician. I mean, I just play just because. I know I have the gift, so I just have to use it. To Brother Joe, I've known Brother Joe for a long time. I can't even remember when I met Brother Joe, but I can't remember not knowing Brother Joe. Brother Joe would come in and we play basketball, and you know how we brag. He's a musician, I'm a musician, so we got together, and I was telling we was down here at the church today, and my playing used to be okay before I met Brother Joe. But just being around Brother Joe and the spirit he has, they talk about how Joe goes to play everywhere. And one thing about Joe, and I don't say this just because, Joe could be playing for Tasha Cobb. He's met her. He could be playing anywhere, but he wants to be here in Muskogee. people call Joe about events. They may bring a national recording artist to Tulsa. They tell him to put together a band. He calls us. I mean, I don't even really think we deserve it. But, man, just all my brothers, Joe, Daniel, Hezzy, Brother Jackson, Braylon. Me and Braylon have known each other for a long time. And me, Braylon, and Kieran were just talking the other day, and we found out through a funeral that we're actually related. We did not know that. And I've been knowing Braylon for a long time. Brother Isaiah, I've been knowing Isaiah for a long time. And then, man, my real good friend Roshan. Me and Roshan have been through the mud and back. Like the mud and back. But man, I really love Roshan. Pastor Coleman, you've been in here 9 years in Muskogee. I actually knew Pastor Coleman before he came to Muskogee, through the regional. Yes, I met him a while ago. And then Brother Bunch, man, if y'all just hang with Bunch outside of church, Bunch is the coolest dude ever. That's just him. I don't want to get up here and talk too long, but I really thank my parents. Man, just having to go to church Sunday after Sunday after Sunday after Sunday. And at one point, I did not like it. But I'm so glad they drug me to every service. And musicians don't do this nowadays. My dad, if we were at a church and they didn't have a musician, I was that musician. Yeah, he was gonna make me play. People don't do that anymore. So I really thank my dad for that. Another thing my dad gave me is a very hard work ethic. I've never seen my dad without a job, not one time in 32 years. Never seen him without more than one job in 32 years. Me and my dad, we've had our ups and downs, way more ups and downs. But man, I'll never change in the world being Ragsdale, ever. And my mother, anybody that knows me, I'm a straight mama's boy. It don't get no better than my mama. She's the best cook in Muskogee. She can cook a flip-flop and make it taste. I really thank my mom because nowadays daycare is very high if you have to put your kids in daycare. My mom gets Aiden every day. Sometimes we try to give her a break and she will call and be mad because Aiden didn't come by. My Aunt Paula, like she said, all the other nieces and nephews, I used to think Aunt Paula was hard. Just do what she says, she'll get you whatever you want. My Aunt Paula and my Uncle Larry was like my other mom and dad. I could go to Tulsa with them for a whole weekend, never want for anything. I appreciate them. One thing, please pray for my Aunt Paula and my Uncle Larry. They have a son who is trying to go to the NFL. He played wide receiver at OU, and he has a very, very great opportunity to make it to the NFL. It's one more person, and I was kind of upset that she didn't stand up. But my second mama, Jennifer, anybody that knows Jennifer, and Roshan texted me about Jennifer the other day. She was acting up at work. But here's the thing about Jennifer that I can say, I don't care what nobody says, 100% of the time, Jennifer is going to keep it real. 100% of the time. My mom's the nice one. she'll talk to me, but it's gonna be quiet. But Jennifer gonna get up in my face. She gonna say some words that ain't even in the Bible. But I really appreciate Jennifer. I'm not gonna keep naming people. My brother and my sister. I really appreciate y'all. Man, I text my brother. It was about 2-3 weeks ago. My brother just stepped out on faith and he started his own ministry. In the process of him starting his own ministry, now he didn't even apply for a church. A church called him to come preach. And man, I just text my brother and man, I'm so proud of him because I know what we used to do out at TAF on Memorial Day. and to see him make a full turn, man, it's amazing. Like, my brother may not be able to play anything, but man, my brother is amazing. I look up to you, dude, for real. I'm so serious, man. I'm super serious. And I just want to say, before I Faith Deliverance, I really thank you. It had to be about 5 years ago. I talked to Apostle Lathan Archie, and we talked about me coming over to play at Faith Deliverance. We met in his office and everything. I told Pastor Archie, man, I said, man, I'm not a good musician. Like, I'm not ready for this. And he said, you're more ready than you think you are. He got on the organ, I got on the piano, and he just told me, he said, just follow me. He said, you're a way better musician than you give yourself credit for. Pastor Archie has now gone to be with the Lord, but I still remember his words of what he told me that day that I went to the church, and I really appreciate Faith Deliverance. And last but not least, man, Dean's Chapel. I'm gonna fight Brother Courtney. Because everybody's just asking me all day, like, what's the service? What time are we supposed to be here? Like, we don't got no program. I said, well, I don't know. Like, call Courtney. I don't know. But man, I really appreciate being here. Pastor Dumas in his absence, when I first got to Dean's Chapel, I was just playing one Sunday a month. I would just come down and play for the young adult choir. And one thing that Pastor Dumas never did, and I told him this is why I picked to come to Dean's Chapel. A lot of pastors, you go play for them, or they see you out, they know you don't play nowhere. The first thing they're gonna say is, come play for me. Yeah. Pastor Dumas never even asked me to come play. And when we sit down, he said, I never had to ask you because I know you would make the decision. I really appreciate Pastor Dumas. I appreciate the whole church. Sister Gloria is my right hand as far as the music department goes. We never have songs together. But we still get through service every Sunday. The Holy Spirit really comes in on Sundays. We can have a horrible practice on Wednesday and you would never know it. You would never know it. Last but not least, my wife, Ashley. Like she said, we've had real good days and real bad days. And I'll just be transparent. There were times we talked about divorce. There were times that we should have gotten a divorce if you let other people tell it. But we stuck through it. I think Ashley probably gave me the greatest gift on earth, and that's Aiden. Like, y'all don't understand Aiden, man. He's been here before. Like, the stuff he does, the stuff he says. Like I said, I'm not gonna be up here too long. I don't have too much more to say.
You a preacher's kid, boy.
This is the last thing I'm gonna say. One thing that Brother Joe said. I was at Faith Deliverance Thursday morning, and a man prophesied to me, and he told me he seen me doing great things. Never seen this man before ever in my life, and he just pretty much read me like a book. Never seen this man before. I've been having conversations with Reverend Pratt, with Joe, with Isaiah, Pastor Coleman. I put it like this: I don't want to preach. I don't. No, nobody just wants that. No. But I've ran from it for a long time, very long time. And I don't know what tomorrow's gonna hold. I don't know what God's gonna do with me, but whatever He does, I'll be ready for it. Like I said, and a lot of people try to push me to it because of who my dad and my brother is, but it has to come to me on its own. It can't come to me because it's not that type of thing. So I just ask you all to pray for me, pray for my family, pray for my gift. I see greater things coming ahead. Pray for instrumental as well. We have greater things coming. And really, I just appreciate everybody for being here. Thank you.
When they asked the family to stand, I said I was going to stand last because I had to close out. But one great thing that I love about my son, all my children give me different gifts. All of them give me different gifts. But one thing, like Mikey said, as we close, we went through a lot as a family. But he looked me in my eyes and said, "You still my daddy. You still my daddy." He said, "I can't deny you because you looking just like me." I remember when he was born, the only thing you saw was eyes. And let me just give you this quick story. We going home. When his mother was pregnant, we thought it was a girl. We don't know. We went to the doctor and they said it's a girl, and we had girl names. And so when Mikey was born, it was a boy. So about 30 minutes, he didn't have a name. We had to try to get his name together. I think his auntie called him Jerome, and the SirMichael. Well, Mikey came. The way Mikey came was, Mikey used to eat everything. His mama ate everything. So that's how the Mikey came, and then they put the Sir. But I want to say to you, son, I love you. I love you for you, me. I don't want to cry, so we're finna go. But I love you, and you just keep on doing it, whatever the Lord leads you. And I want to tell you this: you made your daddy a better man. You made your daddy a better man. You don't know how I feel, but you made me a better person. Amen. So I love you. Thank y'all for thinking about my son. I've done 2 funerals this morning. I've seen people cry. But tonight, we gave flowers. Amen. That we can see the beauty that they bring. Give the Lord a praise clap. Amen. 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 Like we say at Mount Zion.